John McKeag here. All right, we're started. Trust Crash Course with Liberty Aid Academy. All right, so this is the only true financial freedom you're ever gonna find, with proof. It's just the only way. Okay, uh, end paying taxes legally and end reporting taxes personally, business, any business. So open a trust, and then you qualify for all the free stuff for the government because you own nothing, right? But you control everything because you're a trustee of a trust. And that trust that I wrote, that I created, is copyrighted. And it is tax free immediately. It has 501c3 status immediately upon starting. George, I'm here listening, but I'm working with my son, so I won't be in the chat. You're already in the chat, George. So, you try to talk yourself out of being in the chat. You can come in the chat. No, I'm just teasing you, man. It's great to have you here, and hey to your son too. Uh, that's wonderful. I try to keep the generations apart and everybody's separated and all that stuff. So that's great. Your family's working out and working together and everything like that, George. Wonderful for you. Happy for you. Okay, so trust crash course. You got to get in this. You got to get the trust. Change your life forever. If you haven't done this, there's money going out the door it doesn't need to be, and there's way more money coming in the door that could be coming in the door. And that's it. It's easy to qualify for. All right, Joe, Irish Sword. All right, howdy partner to you too. Uh, Wild West stuff. So, trust crash course. All right, and these are people that have the trust already. I mean, their lives have changed radically and happily. And so, thanks for dropping in, you all. Appreciate it. Um, I'm glad to be here, but we're painting and refurbishing. Cool. Excellent. Uh, I was wondering. I had a thought. Now, since you're both here or whatever, Silver Johnson. I've had a lot of trouble finding a bank to accept the trust. Uh, that sounds impossible, Silver Johnson. That sounds actually extremely hard to do. To find multiple banks that you have trouble opening a trust in seems incredibly difficult. Uh, that story's accurate. And no one has emailed in the school that they're having trouble opening a trust. So I wonder if you're actually a client, Silver Johnson. But yeah, there's great TD Bank, TD Ameritrade. I have them too. You know, it was an online application you send in, and the verifications were all. I think they were online. I might have had to mail them some, but maybe the gig is up. They're on to us. Yeah, we haven't determined, Silver, if you're actually one of us. So Uh, the gig is not up at all, and it will never be up. The wealthy elite are, yeah, they're evil and they're lazy, but what are they also? They're not intelligent. They're, well, Bank of America doesn't extend credit to a trust, so I recommend against Bank of America unless you're already there, Silver. And you should be trying to open two bank accounts at two places, not one at a time. Okay? Yes. Go to another branch if one doesn't work. Like, Chase is a very big company and they don't have trust expertise at every location. So if it doesn't go well at one location, go to another location. So, yeah. And listen, if you get if you have any problems, you're like No, I've never heard this before. Like online, I'm having trouble. You know what I mean? Like you should be emailing us. You have all our contact information. You should email us. Start at banking where you bank. You know, hey, I'm gonna open a trust account. Why wouldn't they do that? You know, and on down the list like that. So, but don't be satisfied with making one appointment at one bank. Make, an appointment at two banks, and if one doesn't go well, immediately make another appointment to go to another bank, whether it be online, an appointment to fill out an application. I mean, whatever, you know. Excuse me. Do two at the same time. Do you follow me? And keep doing two until you complete it, and then you'll be like, okay, I have two. You see what I'm saying? Don't go slow. Uh, if you had trouble opening one at a bank for some reason, just email us and I'll help you. Plus, my time on Zoom comes with the trust, so if you have any difficulties whatsoever, you should be scheduling time and we talk. And I'm like, what did you do? Okay, do this instead, and everything's fine. So, 100% of people are successful opening a trust. 100%. There's no one that isn't successful, okay? PNC took my trust my 18-year-old daughter now. Oh, awesome. I'm going to open a PNC soon. This is so timely, Dee Dee. Thank you. The trust banker lets me email everything before we go and open the trust. That is so great. I'm just going to do PNC soon, Dee Dee. And that is fantastic news. Thank you for typing that, even for just me. And that's great. Uh, I have opened trust accounts, several, at Bank of America. I never had a problem opening them there. I just didn't like that they wouldn't extend credit cards in the name of a trust. I was like, okay, moving along. And uh, yeah, PSC, has a good line of credit up to 50 G's for, could do for a trust. Just no personal guarantee and, a line of credit. Uh, but you got to be you have to currently bank there. So that's why I was going to go over there and check it out, among other things. But that was a good one. Uh, so yeah, Silver, I don't know. You're the student. We're here to teach you. If you meaning, oh hey, I had a glitch. Get in touch with us. We help you. That's all. And don't be afraid to schedule my time on Zoom. I mean, people get on there and like, well, we have these questions, and it doesn't take a half hour. That's fine. It's okay that our training went so well. Only have a couple things to ask. That's all right. No problem. Yeah, maybe silver, but see, I would probably you were currently banking at Bank of America, so you're like, well, let me try them. But they're not the best bank to have a trust because you're always gonna want to get credit, like from your main, where you're gonna move the funds through, unless it's just like a trading account or something like that. But anyway, so yeah, keep going. Do two, okay, and email us so I can. Also, uh, there's such a wealth of information in the. It's called the community portal. In the student forum online, log into that, Silver. There are actually people that have, taken the time to type in, hey, this was my experience going to the bank and da 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 da, listing all these banks and crypto accounts and all that stuff is in there. Okay? So hear it from your fellow students in detail, like, and you could type them back, hey, what did you do that? What happened? You know what I mean? Uh, Jump in there. There's so much great information, Silver, in there. Uh, it's amazing. Um, so it's funny. I interacted a bunch with Bank of America for a while around these trusts, and that was like the second bank that I opened a trust in. So they know me, you know what I mean? And they know this trust and all that stuff. And I saw over time, it was funny. They sort of changed their policy over time. They have Bank of America. This is the way it started off. Just, oh, you have a trust? Yeah. Oh, okay. I have to scan it and send it to lawyers because it's a trust. Okay, no problem. They did it. Get back to them, and they're like, they haven't quite seen one like this, and but they're gonna okay it. Okay, fine. It's okay. Open up a bank account. I remember I did it in Tucson. It was funny. And I opened it up. It was fine. And then I've opened up other trusts since then, and would want to bank where I'm currently banking still. And I went into Bank of America one time and for another trust, and they're like, well, we have to. He's like, what did it go? Oh, gave it to the manager about the trust, and I don't know why they said this, but they said, well, I said, well, no, I already have a trust with you. This is just one more trust. It's the same one, and it's just another trust. And the manager was like, you do have a trust. Yeah, I was like, this is the same thing. So the lawyer, your lawyer's already checked it. It's open, whatever. And he said something to the effect of, oh, that's interesting because we now have the discretion whether we should send in trust documents to lawyers or just go ahead and start it. And he just like, well, we have the discretion. You already have a trust, so I'm going to go ahead and start it. And that's what he did. Um, so it was funny. So banks' policies definitely change over time, but uh, I find that as long as there's like trust expertise at a bank, at a branch, I haven't had an issue. It's that crazy, oh, I've never seen one like this, or stuff like that. Somebody usually hasn't handled hardly a handful of trusts in their life. You know what I mean? So go to the trust department that's done every trust there ever has been. Open a bank account for everything that's a trust. Weird land trusts and all kinds of junk. I'm sure they've done. So that's usually the issue. Um, anyway, call back and canceled. Yeah, Silver. So check again with another branch of Chase. Okay, that's fine. All right. Well, I haven't even made it off the first slide, and I'm like 11 minutes into this or whatever. So, oh, you know what? I wanted to ask a question tonight, and there are people here that are doing the work and stuff like this. And this is my question to y'all. I do. What is this? I can't even see this stuff. I do YouTube live twice a week, right? But it's only the topic of this sort of this sales platform. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is the trust. These are the kind of the basics of the trust. I think that my work is so deep. It covers so many things. The spiritual work, all this stuff. I was considering maybe getting back on and do my radio show again. Like, not like maybe Blog Talk Radio, maybe Spotify is big because I don't think Blog Talk Radio has video. And people like video. Not that it has to happen in video, but people are used to that. So, but anyway, Blog Talk Radio is great. I have I don't know what it is, like 80, 90 shows over there. And they're from years ago, but they're crazy topics and whatnot. Um, I was just thinking maybe I could do a show like, Finding Freedom basically. And the cool thing about Blog Talk Radio is people can call in and talk. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the host, but you could have like guests, and guests being, I think the only, well, I don't know about the only, but the most interesting guests I'd be, if we had guests on the show, would be our students, our clients and their outcomes, and they're kind of like live talking with them and testimonials and talking about different topics and their experiences and so on. I think that's, because it's one thing to hear from me. And I help a lot of people, so I hear from them. And we have testimonials, but it's kind of, I think it would be more free form and be able to get to more topics and more interests and sort of be more of an interesting thing for more people. Um, so, because the school's built and I kind of, most of the mentor stuff is done and the inner circle's done. Here's all the spiritual information and so on. It's kind of like, you know, having the experience and sharing it, and that is kind of like, now that the truth is, all the students have the truth, financial truth, spiritual truth, all that technology, spiritual and financial technology, people now have it. So I thought it would be more interesting to talk about interacting about that, and those kind of conversations. Maybe pick a topic, a week and get into it, and get some students on, past students, current students, everyone on, and get their feedback. I think it would be really interesting and really helpful, to people to not just hear from me, because there can be like, oh yeah, he done 50 court cases against the bankers, blah blah blah. He does this, that. Of course, he could do it, but I don't want it to be like that. I want it to be, I did it and I didn't know, and oh, I did it. I took my expertise to figure it out and so on, but I'm just a normal guy who had to go to the bank and do all this. So I think it would be helpful if there was just a format where people could really share off the cuff and real, live, uh, what's on their mind, what's happening now, their successes now. Because it's so fun to do this and be like, guess what hack I did, And somebody gets a free this or that. This is fun work, because, well, let's just face it, nobody's real keen about the government, so they're having to sell themselves with more toaster giveaways and stuff. Here's some more money and monthly and weekly and yearly. Yeah, here's some stuff. Please don't overthrow us. It's like, yeah. So anyway, I was just thinking maybe you could give me some feedback who's listening on whether you think that might be a good use of yours and my time, if I did a show like that. Because that's what I want it to be. I want it to be helpful to people, helpful to current students and current, people that have this information, a forum to like talk about it and be real. And also, potential people like, what happened? And, all that can be shared and asked about it and so on. That's what I was thinking. Um, do it. Okay, Irish Lord says do it. Yeah. Oh, good. Dee Dee says yes. Okay. All right. Silver. I did mine with Chase. Cool. They called me back and said they were closing the account. Yeah, Edward. So again, another branch. Chase is the best bank, and being with the best bank is getting harder over time. Thank you, Irish Lord. Blake, if I have a license for real estate insurance, do I need two different trusts? No, not necessarily. No. Insurance? No, no, no. No, no, you don't, Blake. And you should really talk to me on Zoom, or really, let's see, I don't know if I talk about this in a mentor thing. I think I do. I think I have. I think a mentor program has that in there, Blake. Uh, but basically, okay, the license you hold in the name of your straw man, which now can catch fire and nobody cares because it doesn't have anything, and insurance held in the name of the person, right? And if your, you know, person and trust name matches, you just drop your money in your, uh, and put your W-9 in the name of your trust. and keep your license and insurance over there in the name of your person. So you separate the money and licensing issues. You follow? Clever little trick. You think? Haha. I love being an accountant. Because those are always grouped together in people's minds. No one has ever separated those two items mentally until I did, and now I just shared it. Yay. But that's the kind of stuff I help in business stuff, you know? You got to get into the mentor program, you know, and see how you do all this stuff with the trust, Blake, okay? Yeah, that's the mentor program. Okay, got my trust open. What do I do? What are all the free hacks and stuff like that? Where's the free money? Where's you know, how do I use it as a business? Blah, 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 blah. And they're indexed by single topics. You're just like, click, and you just, you know, fill out the application, whatever it is, and you do it. The mentor program is phenomenal. It really is, because it's just basically every hack that you could do with the trust. It's just, you got to get in there. And just because your question, like, obviously, oh, this is my number one question, I need to know how to do this. You're going to be in there and be like, oh my God, what's all this free stuff, you know? You'll just prioritize after you do this one thing, which I just explained to you. Then you'd be like, wait, where's the money? Where's all this good stuff? Jump in there. But you learn the business stuff too, and how to use the trust in every way, okay? Irish Lord, you'd be happy to call and be a guest. Fantastic. See, I like this already. Great. Wow, so students would be the jacks. Well, you know, oh my God, you know, the people that have done this work have really changed their life in so many ways, you know? And their perspective, their direct experience matters a lot, because there aren't super many people doing this. There are more, you know, there are hundreds uh, doing this, like actively out there doing this, you know, and the number grows all the time. So, but the people that are doing it and the time keeps going on, they just have a clear perspective on not just this work and so on, but because of this work, they have such a clear perspective on life and have learned to not waste their time and energy and just use it sort of for their family and their loved ones, and do this work to get the money and stuff and not waste time, you know? Kind of maximize their benefits but minimize their have to do stuff, you know, their input, you know, that's what ultimately it kind of becomes. And people's experience on how they've done that, you know, really matters. Like, uh, think of it like, oh, I want to be eBay reseller. Okay, well, watch a ton of videos on eBay resellers, not just like, oh, there's that one guru on eBay reseller. You know, you have to listen to my videos. I just think it would, you know, just getting it from so many different people's perspective. We have had every walk of life use this trust. Therefore, everyone can describe it from a different point of view, because their life is like, oh, I'm a farmer, and you know what I mean? That's a whole different story than, you know, I'm working for corporate America, or, you know, I'm a general contractor, I'm a concrete contractor, you know, just so many different people doing this. So, good. I'm glad that people think that's a good use of time. Plus, it'll bring out some old shows that, you know, before I figured this out. I think, you know, it helps people after they've, especially experienced people that are like, you know, oh, I found out the truth. This is all true. It's kind of, I think it's interesting and more real to put out my old work. So, you know, uh, different people have said, you know, oh, save it, don't put it out, stuff like that. It's not relevant, it's not current. But I find listening to the, you know, how I got to where I am, including all the attempts to stop me, and, you know, all the other methods that weren't true, and all that stuff that I was involved in, as far as interviewing and hearing about it, asking questions about it, stuff like that process relates to people, because people come to this work, oh, I did it, and then their life changes, and they have, they move very far along because their experience just grows and grows and grows. Not that this is complicated work, but you just see different layers to it as you go along. It's simple to get the trust started and get some benefits and so on, but then you're like, oh, I didn't know about this fully and that and this and that, and because you're like, okay, I read that list of things that the trust does, but then I had this experience. Let me tell you about it. Because I hear, I mean, now it's so many years of this, and what has happened to people. I don't want to paraphrase it. I don't want to tell from memory what has happened or the high point or anything like that. I prefer to just hear from real people what really happened in their own words. You know what I mean? That to me is such a relevant process to engage in. So great. That's what I've been wanting to do for a while, and so thank you for that feedback. Thank you, Dee Dee. Thank you, Dee Dee. I agree. Uh, Blake, I was looking for the affidavit proof you have on the website. Unfortunately, I could not find it. What is it? You have to email us. We'll send you a link. No problem, Blake. Okay? Email us. So we send you a link to that stuff. Okay? No problem. Uh, Plus, we're still doing. I know our website is up, but we have a lot of stuff up there. But we actually have kind of a punch list that we're doing of final details. I'm not saying that uh, isn't one. Maybe it's not on the website. I'm not 100% involved in that. But I also looked at the website today. Like I've made videos for each course, and they're not up there on each course yet. We have a skeleton crew here. We don't make hardly any money. I mean, really, our staff just went down by 50%. I mean, you'd be surprised. People are just not interested in this work. It's after a decade of my proof. It's almost as if I plateau at different times, and I wonder if I got all the humans. It's so funny. It's so unusual, like there's supposedly millions of people that this could benefit from. Like I see them walking around and driving their cars and everything, but they don't, they don't really show up. Not many people show up here. Few do. Uh, and those few people, it's very meaningful to them. Those experiences matter. So, okay, good. Thank you for that feedback. I had that question. So, YouTube Live, and it is on Monday at noon, and that's a business crash course. We talk about business stuff. It's Monday at noon. Hey, people have business on their mind, so we do that. Thursdays at 7 this time, trust crash course just for everyone. Here's like the general thing about the trust, what we do, blah, 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 and here's the benefits from it. Devin R. Maloney. Hey, Jack, I'm having trouble with the court of peace in Delaware. They sent me forms and papers like 3 times. Uh, like they help to discover. Yeah, of course, of course. Courts are fake. Yeah, yeah. They all. I have doing some of that debt stuff over on Patreon right now, but I can tell Patreon wants to close Patreon on us. So I'm gonna probably have to take it down. I mean, I can't help people with my debt work. I literally can never put it on a platform. If I put it on any platform, they shut the platform. It's unbelievable, but it's always the same. Like I can't help with that. Definitely. It's so, oh, I remember who you are now, right? That's your nom de plume. Anyway, dude, you got to be messaging me, okay, on Patreon. Use it now before they shut it, okay, and emailing back and forth. This is what I did. You need to go at me stronger with this stuff. I have forms to send you. I have a bunch of help that I could give you, but I have to hear in detail where you are. I've done this. Bullet point me. What should I do now? Okay, well, here, let me send you this and that. And, you have to be in an email. This is like, you need to share what's happened. And they sent this, and I took a photo of it. I need all the details, or I can't really help you. You know what I'm saying, Dwayne? I know. I remembered. But anyway, do it that way, okay? Because I have to give you the right answer, all right? And if you're a Patreon, which I think you are right now, in the VIP thing, man, message me. Let's do this. I'm timely in there. It's just me, you know. You have a question today, you here today. So don't let this stuff like get to that. Okay, let's you know. You're one of my students. You get me. I'm gonna give the answer, but not here. You know. Uh, like I can give general stuff here, but I can't give like do this now because I haven't seen everything. You know. But I mean, it sucks for me not being able to help people with that. I mean, you know, after all my success and everything and all my proof for so many years, I mean, every single platform censorship. I mean, every single one. There is no exception to it being censored. It's every I can't. In fact, even if I were to write it down in a book and try and give it out for free, I wouldn't know where to put it. It would be banned and censored. It's impossible to get the truth about the bankers out. It's impossible. It's really until you try it, you can't see who really is running things. You cannot see it. It's just it's unbelievable. It's really just unbelievable until you do it. I would love to help people with that stuff. You know, it's not easy, but I've been doing it for so long. I know all about it. So. But if you get my time on Zoom, right, at consult time, I'll talk about anything. And if you're currently a Patreon, come on, message me. Let's do this. You know, only only thing we want to do is mount that banker head on the wall. That's it. That's it. Look, I got a trophy. You know, it left my credit report. Bingo, bango. That's all we need. Yeah. Jack's been shut down so many times everywhere. Yeah. My person has removed thousands with the debt procedures without court before. It's powerful. Yeah, and you should. I mean, we don't even have 50% of the testimonials. Maybe 75% of our testimonials are hidden because they all deal with how great their lives changed and stuff like that. Getting rid of all this debt. I mean, it's just, you know, yeah, they've been censoring me, you know. January 8th, 2016, they memorialized my Facebook account. It has to be a notarized death certificate to do that. So Mark Zuckerberg created a notarized death certificate on me in 2016, but I overcome it, my Facebook back on. I'm just saying. They can't touch me, nothing like that. Everything's fine. It's just they're so annoying with censorship, you know? It's just, do you really have to be that scared? Okay, you really have to be that scared. Okay. I mean, you know, you can't just let people hear the truth and decide themselves. No, it's too powerful. Okay. I mean, as a writer, you know, I write books, I write, you know, as a teacher and stuff. To be able to be so successful and have to written, you know, information that has changed so many people's lives for the better and have it impossible, literally absolutely impossible to get it out in any way, shape, or form. You know, it's a conundrum I'd love to overcome, but I have been trying for so long to overcome it. You know, it just everything it has been the same. Just put it up, shut them down. That's it. Censorship free. Everything says they're censorship free until I show up, and then it's not. Oh, so funny. Yeah, no, no, no. Unfortunately, literally everything is censored. That every place I have put that information is censored. Everywhere. There's no exception that I've tried. You know, I mean, there are places I haven't tried, but you know, it in its best scenario needs some, you know, support from the expert, which I have an MBA. I have a master's in accounting. I am an expert. I can prove it. Uh, I got the proof. It's just financial information that I'm trained in, with two master's degrees. That's why I've really been lately. I know it's crazy, but I've been thinking, even though I'm 60 years old, I might go get a law degree. Just because. All of my copyrighted work is stolen and plagiarized. All of it. Everywhere. Everybody can't wait to try and give it away for free. I can't give it away for free. I can't publish my own stuff and give it away. But other people can try and do that. It's unsupported, it's changed, it won't work, and so on. But I can't put out the real stuff, but someone can put out my work changed. And so it's very aggravating. I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you. So, anyway. Okay, so that's why I think the radio show, at least we can talk about it. So funny. Because some of the topics I used to talk on that old Blog Talk radio show that I had, and that thing's still around and those things aren't censored, I'm like, okay, well, all right, let me try that. You see? Okay, so what's Liberty Aid Academy? People want to know. Liberty Aid Academy teaches our students to radically improve their lifestyle with legal, easy to use financial methods not widely known but proven by testimonials to work for all of our students. Our courses all use copyrighted, unique material only used at our school. All our students' testimonial have a notarized affidavit proving their outcomes, and testimonials are 100% real by real people just like you. Yay. And these are the courses, okay? It's really all at, libertyaidacademy.org. You just go there, go to the courses, and this is what you have. So always start with the trust, okay? Open up your trust, and then go from there. Business Finance 101. I can't even use the words debt or credit on the website, or Patreon, or anything. I can't use those words, even though this is all about debt and credit and stuff. They will shut my website if I do that. So I have to call it Business Finance 101, not like building credit for your trust, because that's what it is, how to build credit for your trust. And over at Patreon, that mentorship is all the free money hacks and how to use the trust, everything, except for the credit, okay? And the inner circle is all the spiritual technology, all the truth. No one's ever written in any religious text, not ever, not once. I reveal all, not withholding anything, all spiritual truth not yet known is written down, and you can get it in the inner circle. Hey, go get it. If you want to know what's going on around you, it's the only place you're going to be able to read it in black and white. So that's what's over there. And when you make your donation, right, on libertyaidacademy.org, this is what it looks like. You get in, you're like, this is your online student portal. You're like, oh, okay, let me register, let me sign in here. I'm a student. Your courses are over there on the right. FAQ there in the middle. And that community forum I was talking about, where all the, your classmates and other students are in there mixing it up. But I'm also moderator, so I can answer questions and all that. That's in the community forum. If someone is a student of ours and isn't in there, you're missing a huge amount of information. You need to get in there, please. It's free, okay? It's completely free. You just need to log in, and there's going to be all these topics in there. It's going to be amazing, wonderful, great, okay? Please. Let me see if I have any questions before I go further here. Alan, all right. John definitely has wife changing. Changed my life for the better. But seriously, changed my life. No, it's good. And I do deal with clients, not everybody's in the same place information-wise. They can have different questions and so on. I handle a lot of families and businesses and family businesses and, marriages and, different people. There are different ways to use trust in different situations that works for everyone. Completely work for everyone. It's very flexible. But that's great, Alan. If it was life changing, everybody on Earth would do it. No. It'd be like changing your wife. Wife change. Oh, now I get it. That kind of wife change. Changing your mind. Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh. Email me. Come on. And if you're a Patreon, message me. Come on. Dwayne. Uh, Aspasia's the father of character. Yeah. But I don't want you to be too patient. Just email me and I'll get right back to you. Let's keep charging ahead. She pays taxes at the U-Haul. Alan, I'm happy to help. You know, a lot of people come to me in the moment. Okay, I read your stuff and I was gonna do it, but actually I need you. I'm like, I gotcha. And then, in the darkest hour, everything changes and everything's okay. It's like, you start hearing the Hallelujah song, and you're like, yeah, you start doing your dance, and then you're like, okay. It's wonderful, isn't it? I'm happy for you. And really, I'm happy for so many people that it hasn't changed anyone's life for the worse, you know what I mean? So it's really, that's why I want to do this show. It's like, okay, what happened to you? And who wants to go next? Uh, no, but, and I also never talk about, I really, I don't, like, I could tell some general stories about some things that have happened for students, but I can, this is private. I'm an accountant. I would never tell anyone's information unless they've given me permission to do so, which I don't even ask for, really. I don't. So I don't like telling other people's stories. I just don't like to do it. So it's just so much better to hear it straight from that individual. Always, it's just that's what matters, just proof, and to hear that information from that individual. So, okay, I think it'll be. Oh, this slide's kind of off. You can't see everything. What I'm doing. Anyway, you couldn't see that very well. How's that? Better. Okay, that's what the student portal looks like. Okay. So that's why I smoke a cigarette. Okay, George. Okay, so let's get into the fun stuff next. Hey? This is the fun part. Let's move me out of the way. Get out of the way now. Let's get into the fun things. What can he... Yeah, okay, so you open up the trust. Yay! Now I have this other business, this person, this, me, this straw man, this corporation, that I was given at birth, that's taxable and everything. You just don't use it. Okay, give it great credit. Great, you have great credit cards. Okay, but you don't have anything else. No assets, no bank account, no nothing. Right? So you qualify for everything. Yay! But you still have a trust. You still have your money. You still working. Whatever. That doesn't matter. You see. So you qualify for your person now has nothing. So you, if you want to use a pronoun, sure. Me. I'll take everything you got. So this is just, is this gaming the system? Of course, but the system is a game that we did not invent. Like, when you play Monopoly, you play by the rules, right? Everybody plays by the rules, and that's how you play the game. Well, this is playing by the rules, too. It's not playing by your programming. It's playing by the rules. That's what accountants do. They play by the rules, and it's like, well, you play by the rules instead of your mind control. You can get a whole lot more money and pay them zero money. That's the deal, right? Okay, so let's go through the list here. And this is not an exhaustive list by any means. This is just things you can get and qualify for once you open the trust, but there are more too. Here they go again. Okay, free monthly cash payments. Free monthly cash payments. Yeah. EBT food stamps, which is $250 a month, $3,000 a year. Fantastic. Qualify for that. Free smartphone and free cell phone service to any smartphone, to the free smartphone or your current phone of any kind. Free internet. Free electricity in some areas. There are county and state programs that are not just free electricity, but other things too. Free health insurance. How about that? Free housing. I'm sure that matters for some people. Free college. Free graduate school. Free. Plus, plus expenses. Free plus expenses. Not just free tuition and books. But, depending on what the tuition is, stuff can be, free plus expenses. Yeah. And better credit. We teach you how to get better credit, higher limits, more credit, more diverse credit, lower annual fees. Just teach you how to get all kinds of different better credit. Okay, let's make sure you can see this. I think I'm in the way here. Oops. Come here, you. Come here, me. Okay. So let's get into some more things here. When you get the trust open, you can. These are things you qualify for too. State and federal tax exemptions. Yay. No IRS taxes forever. No IRS filing forever. No state taxes. No business taxes. No personal taxes. No property taxes. No sales taxes. Also, there are other side benefits which are just financial. No taxes, no jail, no detainment. Works 100% of the time. No crypto taxes, no inheritance taxes. All of these things, okay? You get me? All of these things that I just listed in bullet point, when you open the trust, you can qualify for. And here's Dee Dee. She's still on the show, and she allows us to use a testimonial of her all the time. And Dee Dee is wonderful. And, if you're just thinking through how wonderful, how much of a life change for the positive happened for Dee Dee, that she would still be coming online here and still be here and still sharing and still honestly trying to help you. She's like, my trust works. And, she's always on here giving other people positive feedback, Like, it's been many years, and she's still helping people, still coming on here. So, this is her real quote from her video that she took the time to make and put in public and everything. We have women that have done that. In this day and age when women, don't necessarily feel like doing that, Dee Dee took the time to do that. And it really, my testimonial is thank you so much to everyone that's done a testimonial. Thank you, Dee Dee, for being here, in this live and, interested in my work. And I'll do radio show again, yay. And doing a testimonial and allowing us to put up, your name and everything up here. You're so wonderful. Thank you so much. All the people that have done this. Thank you. But what does Dee Dee say? You saved my life even though it doesn't look like much has changed. Everything has changed. What a quote. See, because this is invisible. You're not reporting, right? You still have a debit card. You still have a bank account. Your life is still, great. But you're just not paying the government anything and they're paying you a whole bunch of stuff. It's invisible. Hooray. Anyway, Dee Dee, you're here. Thank you for all that. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Blake, are there grants available for the trust? I haven't focused on that, honestly. But let's think about what a grant is for a minute. If a PPP loan don't have to be paid back, ain't that a grant? Ain't it EIDL the same thing? People got them. That's real money, baby. Real money. So, I don't know about right at this moment, but that's why I say prepare. And I was saying this before they did that. I was like, you have to prepare, open your trust and get, the credit profile where it needs to be, so you're ready to get the money they're going to dish out. So I'm saying it again. What they're not going to improve things. They're going to make it worse and have to sell themselves more. Oh, hey, here's more quote loads that are really grants and stuff like that. So Blake, think of it that way, okay? Sharon, Sharon Grigsby. Uh, wow. January 13th, 2020. Wow. Links have been disabled that help me get the trust started. Great. I haven't been able to set anything up. How can I get the information? Uh, Sharon, you have to email us, okay? Contact at liberty8academy.org and we can help you, okay? Uh, Email us your receipt from when you got it, okay? And we have a policy on that. If it's, we do student support for a year, basically, and we can put you in at a discount into stuff and so on, because it's, you know, uh, we have to give it support, you know what I mean, as you go through it. More things come with it than just the documents by time on Zoom and so on. But if you made a donation and so on, basically what we do is we put you back in the program at whatever you paid, you know, just take that off and put you in for the rest of it. You know what I mean? We want to be reasonable with people. Uh, Sharon Grigsby, really, you did it and it didn't open your trust, huh? Is this Sharon Grigsby who I know? Uh, who I grew up with? That one? Really, it's so funny. What a name. Uh, but I want to make sure everybody is successful. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, so email us. We want to make sure you get in our program, get the information, and are successful. Please uh, share it. Okay. Dee Dee, good. Yeah. Our team is shrank a bunch because we're just not. We had to shrink our team by a bunch. It's basically me up here. Yeah, it's funny. People just realtor. Okay, isn't that funny? Sharon. Well, you would know who I am if you would say yes or no. But that's interesting. That's so funny. What an unusual name. I know someone with your name. Grew up with someone with your name. That happens, I guess. George, where do you live, Sherry, and where do you, oh, okay, that's funny. Sharon is in the Comus? Are you kidding me? That is so funny. I'm at the Nokomis Drum Circle every Wednesday and Saturday. I'm right near Nokomis. I guess maybe you know all that. That's wonderful. Okay, Sharon, we'll get you sorted, okay? Uh, and just email us, and that's what we do, okay? All right. That's great. Helping people in my hometown here, in my current hometown, yeah. And I love it here. This is my favorite place ever. J. Ross. This didn't work for me. My opening a trust has worked for 100% of the people. J. Ross. This opening this trust has worked for 100% of for our students. 100%. There's no one that's an exception to that. It's worked for everyone. No one has gotten the trust from me that hasn't opened a bank account. It worked for 100% of the people, 100% since the time I started it till now. 100%, and no one has gotten any negative feedback from the IRS or nothing. Worked for everyone. Nokomis, Nokomis is the best place on earth. That's where Nokomis is. The Shire. Uh, okay, so J. Ross, email us and email us your receipt from being that you got our trust from us, and we are happy to help you because I've never heard this story in an email. It hasn't worked for me, but I hear it almost every time I go live on any platform. This doesn't work for me. I hear that sentence every single time, but I never hear it from a student. I always hear it from a Freemason that's stopping in. I opened an account and it was closed. Well, That's why in the instructions you're supposed to open two. So if one is closed, you have another opening, you would immediately open another one somewhere else. So, you didn't follow instructions, and you really need to follow instructions. So that always solves that. And in the community portal, like I was showing, you get in there, you can read about all the banks and the successes and try different places and on and on and on and on and on. So, uh, good, yeah. Uh, email, yeah. If someone, yeah, that's never happened. And if it hasn't, if that has happened, it's because you didn't get in touch with us. Not a Freemason. Good. Good. So if you're one of our clients, come on, what are you doing? We're here to help you. Come on. How can you're supposed to be opening two, okay? You have one at, where you bank, and then, yeah, go try Chase or whatever, but, I don't know where you are. Chase isn't even in every state in the U.S. It's just the biggest bank, but it's not in every state. I know that because I've been in states where it's not. So, you know, less. Yeah, no, come on, J Rock. Look, everyone is successful. You have to email us and let us help you, please. Come on. And if you don't like us helping, get help from your classmates over there. Like, mix it up in the community portal and read about their stuff. That's fine too. I did follow, however, the legal team at the bank disqualified the trust. Yeah. At that branch. So go to another branch. I don't know. I say this literally every single time I go live. How can everyone come on here and say, oh, I was at one bank and they closed it, so blah. My instructions are to have two bank accounts open for a trust at two separate banks. That's always been my instructions. I've never veered from that. I don't know why your one bank problem is a problem, because my instructions say to have two. So I don't understand anyone that would type that in here, because that's never my instructions, not ever. Please, you have to do what I tell you to do. I can't help you if you don't follow instructions. I can't. How am I going to help you? I can't do it. Les, after one banker has opened several trust bank accounts for me, he said to me recently, please don't think any less of me when I ask you this. But what is a trust and what do you use for? Dude, you had the best joke last time too. See, that is what you wanted a banker. I couldn't describe the quality in a banker that you want more than what Les just typed right there. That's what you want. Oh, hey, hi. Cordial, know nothing, nobody. They can click the buttons and open your account. That's all you want? Hooray. That's so it. That's where you go. Or, the know and all trust people, you go in there and they're like, oh, click, 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 get you out of there fast. They don't know nothing about trust either. Bankers really don't know anything about it. It's so great. That's funny. Hawk Slayer. Off topic, but do you have a driver's license? Or you passport? I have both. I have driver's license and passport and what do they call it? Like a passport ID, a little plastic thing like an ID. I have that. That stuff's cheap. You know what I mean? I recommend people get like licenses and stuff because they're super cheap. They're very inexpensive. And, courts and government, they don't follow their laws, rules and laws. They don't follow. They're forced to follow the common law. But they just don't follow the laws and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So they just look at your license and, oh, okay. They just figure you're a slave and off you go. You follow? For a few dollars. Now, if you get hoodwinked by a Freemason, right, and caught on a fish hook, right, by the 6 or 9 crew, the 6 or 9 fish hook, then you can get talked into that it matters. Oh, you have the freedom to drive. I'm just a traveler. I'm not driving, officer. You know what I mean? That nonsense. Waste your time. Where's the money in not having a driver's license? Where's the money? You see what I'm saying? Because here's what matters. Take. 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 Take from them and give them nothing. That's what it all boils down to. Take. So we have only so many hours in the day to take, right? So you want to use your time wisely. If I pay $50 a year or something for a driver's license, I don't have to sit on the side of the road and go to the court and stuff like that and fight with a bunch of cops who never pay you any money. Bankers pay money, right? All these other hacks, the government pays money. All these free, way to get free money and the mentor thing, that gives free money. But that whole, 10 years ago technology of don't have a driver's license to travel, that was a hoax a decade ago. I outed. And that's why I bring back my Blog Talk Radio, like I was saying. I outed that stuff a decade ago. Go listen. It's fun. But yeah, no. That's just a fool's errand. You know what I mean? That's one of the low-life, bottom, charismatic Freemasons are out there going, oh, you know what? One of the talkers, right? You know what you could do? Beat the system? Blah, 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 blah. And they have some fake-ass name, right? And so I'm going to go into the principle of, truth here, as I always do, for the people that know me, right? Because the driver's license people, they only have proof that their life sucks. And they're miserable and get pulled over all the time and don't have a nickel to their name. Everyone I ever had, homeless living in their car, all like that, all of them. Every single one of them that espouses that technology. Complete waste of time and money. Don't do it. It's a fool's errand. Don't. They don't have proof. You follow me? They don't have proof that they have an okay life, that they're not hassled and stuff. In fact, they have proof of the opposite, right? I got pulled over, blah, 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 blah. No one cares, right? No one wants to waste their time on that junk. It's like, I want to eat dinner. I want to have a roof over me. I want to get some sleep or read a book or, help people or go to the beach or blah, blah, blah. Cops aren't on the list, now. So, no, that's not a good way to think of things, Hawk. Okay? Hope I sorted that out. No problem. J. Ross, legal team, incorporated out of the branch. Yeah. So what? So go to a different branch that has nothing to do with it? Yeah, I know that story. So, yeah, still my instructions are the same. Contact at liberty8academy.org. Sharon, okay? That's so funny. Sharon Grigsby lives right down the street from me. That is so funny. But that's wonderful. Of course, we want to help you, Sharon. And this works for doing real estate and so many things. You got to, people get this information and don't follow through. Now, come on now, please. Sharing your experience. Yeah, well, you're sharing that you didn't do your instructions, J. Ross. That's the problem. I hear from a lot of people that you don't know what you're up against. I give you instructions, and because you think the world is run the way you think it is, it isn't. Nothing you think about the world is happening. Nothing. Not one single thing. Everything you're told in school, fake. It doesn't exist. Everything on the TV, this news and stuff, none of it ever happened except for the weather. And only the stuff that they're talking about in the past happened. Some of it. Everything else is fake. And you don't know what you're up against in this bank. You have no idea. You don't know. that the person on the other side of the table can read your mind from your house before you come to their office and know whether you know anything or whether you don't. And you're easily tricked or you're not easily tricked, in which case you were easily tricked. You didn't go for two. You got stymied. You've been sitting on the bench and you didn't follow instructions. It's so easy to beat. They stop all newcomers that way because people don't follow my instructions. Do it at two places. This would have never come up, not at the first place. But people don't do two, so their first one always gets screwed. Every single time because they don't follow the very clear instruction, two bank accounts. I don't know how I can be more clear. I've said it more than 1,000 times. It's in your instructions for those reasons. They are not humans like you. They're just not. You can't read people's minds. You can't, and they can. And they know whether you know or you don't, so they easily just spit you back out. It happens to everybody that doesn't do this. It's so annoying. And I give instructions that aren't done, and this makes your life more difficult where I'm trying to make your life more easy. You follow? And all you had to do was that. So please just do two at a time, like I'm telling you. Please. Okay? It will solve it 100% every single time, solves it every time, please. The truth is, you don't need to open two accounts in order for it to work. Well, it didn't work when you opened one, so what are you talking about? See, some people can't be helped. I give instructions, they don't follow, I can't be helped. It's not my fault. So a checking account and savings are not considered two accounts. No one should open a savings account for any reason ever, period. Okay, so we're only talking about checking accounts. And that's that. Okay? Two separate banks, two separate checking accounts for your trust at two separate banks. That's the instructions for this trust. That will never change. If one of them closed of the two that you have, you will go open another one as soon as you can. The next day, the next week. You will have already decided what bank that would be in your plans. Please be careful, people. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Email your receipt. And let's see if you're actually a student. You have a trust with someone else. And this. That's a great story. But you didn't email to get help from the school. You spent all this money to take a course in. You didn't follow the instructions. And you didn't ask for help through email. So you're asking on a live chat. Quite a story. It's quite a story. I want to see if there's any proof of that story. So far, there's none. But it's adding up to quite a story. Two different banks works great. Yeah, that's why I give instructions to do it. Use logic. I just used logic and explained it to you. Logic. Logic. I wonder how many times logic has gotten you to open a trust account, huh? Logic, not pieces of paper, not information, but logic. Yeah, there's no refunds at the school. Yeah, no refunds. No refund policy. If you don't follow instructions, that's your fault. And you just got on live here and said you didn't follow instructions, that you didn't open it to two banks. Your fault. I mean, you don't know what you're up against. You're bringing your logic and common sense in a place where it doesn't belong. You should be following instructions. But instead, you went your own way, and you didn't have success because you didn't do what I said. Anyone want to know? Message me. Here we go. No, not a Freemason. Yeah, not a Freemason. Yeah. My logic isn't strange. It's not fucking logic. This is experience. Logic? What are you... What are you, major in rhetoric at school? What are you, a lawyer? I don't, what is this? You take the documents to a bank and you open a bank account. How hard is that? You go to two places. No, you should have to go to two. What? You don't want a bank account open? Don't open a bank account. Go ahead. Open it one place, they shut it. Like I said, they do every time where you don't open two. But logic. Don't follow instructions, that's all you. What an idiot. I'm sorry. I mean, who would not follow instructions and blame the teacher? My poor excuse of it working for everyone? Working for 100% of the people, and you didn't follow my instructions, and you already said right here you didn't follow my instructions. Yeah. Why are we using foul language? Anyway, I've had enough of this talk. You don't want to follow instructions. You want to just take over and say how bad everything is because blah, blah, blah. Look, people got lives to live. We have a roof to put over our head. We got mouths to feed. We ain't got time for your nonsense, dude. There's a dozen people in here saying everything's fine, and you're saying I didn't follow instructions, so it doesn't work. Okay, whatever. Okay, what does Greg say? Go watch our testimonials and listen to them right here. And that's why I'm going to do a radio show, so it can like block out the storytellers with no proof. Unreal. Liberty Aid Academy's support has been vital in the creation of this trust. Any questions or concerns, they answered. The whole community has been a big support. The proverbial weight or fear has been lifted and will be continued with all of John's work. Thank you, Greg. Yeah, it works for everyone. Why you say it don't work, man? It works for everyone. So you go to our website. If you put in your email where it asks for email, you get like a few emails with kind of orients you to the school of what we teach. So go do that. That's free. And this Trust Crash Course, this is free too. And if you need us, this is where you contact us. No problem, right? Get in touch here. Fuck. Okay, are we over the F-bomb, dude? Whatever, man. You're going to make it about something other than just simply opening your trust. Whatever, dude. To open an account, I see the banks have mentioned one needs 200, 500, and an income. Yeah, no. Never. I've never seen that. Never see that. Nope. That's never happened for any trust account I've ever opened, ever. Nope. To open an account, nope. Never see that one time ever. Nope. Never once, Els. Never once. No. I've never seen that in the history of going to any bank, opening any bank account of any type. I've never seen that once. I've opened every single trust account with a $20 bill. Literally. There you go. So no, that's not happening. This is the runaround we gave Jay Ross. Hey, you need to open 2 bank accounts. Those are the instructions. And he don't like running around, so he don't have no trust bank accounts. So he don't like running around. That's great, man. Thanks for sharing your logic. That's what I was wondering what logic was by your meeting. I mean, with all the problems out there and the evil being done by the government and the bankers, we always have these people coming on here and messing with us. It's unbelievable. It really is. You're very new to this, Els. Yeah, well, banks have never asked for that I've ever seen a bank ask for $200, $500, not once. Never in the history of ever doing any of this work. Never seen it. Your God that sees all, LOL, Lord of Light, right? Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Lucifer. I don't use Lucifer's name or, shortening name. I don't use that, but I see what God you just mentioned, so now we know who you're with. J. Ross, thanks for filling us in. Your failure is a red flag. Exactly. No one fails. I'm telling you. There it is. Anyway, isn't it great to see that this is always happening? It's always the interesting thing about the other team or whatever is they can't ever change their script. You know what I'm saying? It's always, you know, you're bad, but it's not a very clever script because it doesn't follow what they call logic. You were supposed to open two accounts, you didn't, but it's my fault. Uh, that's actually, if you use logic, that's an issue for you, my man. TD Day, Irish one. TD Bank did want me to open with $100 to avoid fees, but that was a choice. Cool. Just funny that nobody else that is doing this is having these issues. Yes, it is interesting, isn't it? But the funny thing is, Irish Lord, here's the funny thing though. This is actually a common issue. This is a super common issue, actually. If people just open one bank account, they'll just close it later because they didn't follow instructions. They were over there nervous. Oh, I don't know if this is going to work. You know what I mean? I'll just do this. And of course, they read your mind. They're like, shut it. This happens only that way. If you get two, what? They don't shut the first one every time. And it's every time. That's so funny. Uh, yeah, Irish Lloyd. Thanks very much. Irish Lloyd is actually probably one of my best students. Honestly, really, reads it all. He's also, quite a professional, knowledgeable guy on his own. But you know, if people aren't doing the work and don't have the information, they're always like, ah, you're bad. You're horrible. It's like, well, I just explained to you on here the reason why you're having this problem and how to solve it, and you're like, no. Okay, no, it is. There you go. It does work for everyone. So there you go. Read their mind, shut it. It is, Tracy. You know, it's weird when you see it once, you follow me? But when you see it all these times, you're like, oh my God. And that's how I learned all this stuff about their abilities. They're different, like they're different bird types, they're different human types. It doesn't mean they don't look totally different, like birds look different, but different humans have all these different abilities that aren't taught. But you can see from what they do that they have them. Do you follow me? And then you start to test it and be like you're projecting information at them, and then they're like, oh, you took the bait and so on. So you can use their mind reading, you know, in your favor in the future. That's why people should get into the inner circle and get that information because they're easily undone by these bankers. People use logic and worldly thoughts and information that is absolutely not relevant at all. Instead of taking the truth in there and totally overcoming the situation and having no problem at all. That's what I recommend. Get the information, get the knowledge, go in there and it's a cakewalk. Else. I could not open a regular account with a minimum balance from Chase, and if my account ever went below 500, they would close it. They have changed their rules, and sure. No, not for any of my bank accounts, but I never heard of any of that. It hasn't happened at Chase with any of my trust accounts. Been banking there with my trust since 2016. None of that has ever happened. Just that's my experience. Okay, so I don't have any of that. Passing the buck, volume one and two. Yeah, they don't even talk about the Ego We Trust. They don't talk about common law. They don't even know what common law is. Those books are pretty sad compared to my work, actually. It really is. Irish Sword was a choice. You could open with $1 if you wanted to. Anyway, people. It's a good idea to do the radio show so we can mix this up. This is just more of a basic thing. And thank you for all this feedback. I mean, there's so many people. Everybody has success. If you're not having success, probably wasn't trying. So funny. You want to have a problem. It's like Eeyore. Eeyore is like, no, everything is okay, Eeyore. All I have to do is this. No, I can't. Okay. All right, Eeyore, you can't. Very good. Have it your way. Now what do you meant? TD Bank won $100 to skirt the monthly fees. Yeah, cool. And thank you for that information. Les, Chase will open a bank account with $0. They give you 2 months free with no monthly fees. That's what I experienced. $20 was like they don't even care how much money they put in there. I just say, well, I just want to make sure everything's fine. Then I'll put my money in. I'll transfer my money in. That's what I tell them. Irish lawyer, some bank branches may have an issue with the trust. Yes, go to a different one. Exactly. Do I sign up for the Zoom sessions? If you want one, but Zoom sessions come with the trust. So if you're already online at your portal, it should be in there. If not, then yeah, just go get a consult, and you make a donation. You set it up yourself. Okay, you'll give an email when you make the donation. You'll set up the time at your convenience and so on. Okay, there are different times. You'll just pick one, and you'll be scheduled. All right. Yeah, on the website, liberty8academy.org. Yes, yes, absolutely. Yeah, on the website. No problem. It gets scheduled. Hey, J. Ross, hey, if you're really one of our students, you're not doing this, man. You're the only one ever. Okay? It's not the trust. You're the only one this has ever happened to that wasn't like, just go open 2 more. See, it's so easy. And then they won't shut them because you'll be down the road on this. And he'd be like, okay, well, I went to another branch of Chase and everything's fine. That's it. Okay, people, Thursday, join us Monday at noon if you want to do the business crash course. If not, come next week, put it on your calendar, and we'll be joining you. All right? Have a wonderful evening. Thanks for everybody's thoughts, questions, and everything. This one took a while. Thanks for jumping in. We're here to help everyone. Everyone has success. I don't block anyone out or nothing like that. This is real. Real people. Everyone has success. Just email us. We'll sort you out. Yep. Ever. Yep. The only one with proof that works for everyone. That's right. The only place you can get a trust that has proof of testimonials that are working for people. No other location has testimonials. Not even if no one. 0 places is the only place with proof.